Strap in, kid.
Welcome to the Bad Batch Explosion Works After Show, breaking down, discussing, and reviewing each episode of the Disney Plus original Star Wars series. It's titled Star Wars: The Bad Batch. My name's Dylan Blight. Join me, Ashley Hopley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here to talk about this week's episode where things get a little bit hairy.
Well,
fair, I guess.
There you go. Good one. This week's episode is titled Tribe. It was directed by Steward Lee, written by Matt Michnovetz. Synopsis was: the Bad Batch helped bring a new friend home. My synopsis is: the Bad Batch and Omega meet Gungi, who has survived Order 66, and they set out to take him to Kashyyyk, but he doesn't remember his home. What do you think of this week's episode, Ash?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. There was lightsabers and shit. There was Wookiees, a lot of stuff that we know. As someone who did not know who Gungi was, I'm like, oh, this is a random, Wookiee. That's pretty cool. I mean, I knew it was. We also knew it was coming because it was in the trailers and that kind of he featured. But yeah, I mean, it was fine. Again, Kashyyyk under attack. Can that planet get a break?
No.
It's rough. So, yeah, I thought a solid episode. Is it going to lead anywhere? Are they staying on Kashyyyk to help fight the war against the Imperials? I don't know. Or is it no, we're done?
I feel like, so in comparison to last week's episode, this is a lot better because at least in this episode, I feel like the characters are learning things and like having to make choices. Like I was just, after I finished this episode, I was like, that was a pretty fun episode. I got to see Gungi again. He's alive somehow. It's cool.
Well, he didn't get killed. That's how he's alive.
That character's in the Clone Wars.
I gather that.
Confirm, that's all cool. But then, seeing them have to decide, like choosing to help people is, I guess, like that's the main sort of narrative thing here, and that's been the sort of going trend with this season so far in the few episodes that have given any sort of character development. It's about Hunter's like, no, we need money. We're going to hide. We're not joining the rebellion. And then you've got a few more of the others clones who are a bit more like leaning towards, you could see them wanting to fight for the people.
Well, it's Omega, really. It's like,
Omega's like,
Omega wants to do the right thing. And the others kind of have to follow her along. There's not really any forcing her to not help people. Yeah.
So not only do they choose to help someone escape in this episode and not finish up and just take the money and the bounty and whatever, screw up the job they were on, but then even once they get there, they continue to choosing to help those in need, sort of thing. I think that's like, so in comparison to last week's episode, this felt like it actually had some character development, or at least character, like even though you don't see anything straight away, at least like there's stuff happening in the background, I guess. Stuff that actually matters. So it's like there's really one up, one down. I really just feel like last week's episode is such a weird episode in retrospect to this. I thought all the lightsaber stuff was cool to see. It's weird seeing a lightsaber in this because you're so used to, I guess, just blasters and
just
that
all the
sort of weapons
dead.
And all the Jedi dead.
Well, except for the first episode, that was it.
Yeah, so it's weird seeing a lightsaber light up, but I feel like it was seeing Gungi get around and kick ass, and I like how because that's the other cool thing about this episode is just the exploration of how young Padawans or force sensitive kids are sort of taken away from their homes,
families,
their families. That's something that's sort of thrown out in many Star Wars mediums as this thing that happens, but no one ever stops to go like, it's kind of fucked up, isn't it? Like you just
you just
sort of rip them away from their home
and they don't remember any of their families or anything. I mean, it's the same thing as like Grogu being sent back. Like, hey, you need to take this child back to its people.
Yeah,
he's never met these people before, but
but that's where he needs to go.
Yeah.
So it's that same sort of weird thing to it. But seeing Gungi, they're not really knowing or recognizing anything from Kashyyyk, not knowing which clan or whatever word they like, who his people are.
What it actually is like? Is it like if like a kid was adopted from overseas and like the parents died, so they decide, oh, we're going to take this kid back to the country that it was. We're going to deport this kid back to the country it was from. Yeah, well, that's what this was like.
What happened to all those kids? That Paris Hilton or whoever adopted and then got when she got sick of them.
I don't know if she adopted any kids. I don't know if that's a thing.
Any of those like blonde rich celebrities. What happened to those ones?
I mean, I don't know. I think they kept raising them.
Yeah, okay.
They paid for a nanny.
Yeah, that's true. They get it easy. They got the money. They can just pay for someone else to look after them. Kashyyyk looked good. I like seeing the Trandoshans, I think.
Yes.
I think
what are they from?
Oh, it's Bosk and shit. Like, it's just, just a species. It's an alien species. I don't know.
They're from Boston.
No, Bosch. Like Bosch.
Oh.
Bosk, the character, is a Trandoshian, or whatever the singular term is. They're not from anything in particular. This group, it's just they're a group of Trandoshian, I guess, people that were hired.
Yeah,
they're there doing a job, and now they try and take it a step further because they're not really doing what the Empire obviously paid them to do, but they're sort of going off the.
Do you know if there was any significance to the rocks they were wanting to burn down?
I don't know. Just cultural significance to Wookiees, I guess, is how I took it. Yeah, don't need to understand everything. It's just
everything needs to have a.
It upset them. I can understand that. So, anything else from this episode that stood out to you?
I mean, it was just interesting to like see the Wookiees and the people Kashyyyk. We are constantly going there, but we don't really know a lot about them. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, obviously, they introduced the idea that they love the trees of the planet and they want to believe the trees can protect them and that kind of stuff. I thought that was an interesting element to it, I guess. But yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see if they just move on to the next thing or whether they're sticking around for a bit. Because it definitely seems like, the Empire's there. Are they just going to let them leave them?
Well,
I don't know.
The Empire's going to come for them. If they leave, then everyone there's just going to get tortured to give them up. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, how quickly is an Inquisitor going to show up on the Kashyyyk looking for that kid?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Inquisitors are around,
surely this does not end well.
No, that's what... I haven't seen Gungi in anything else, is all I'm saying.
He's not showing up in The Mandalorian.
No, that's right.
Only Jedi's
no, so I don't want to say anything bad against Gungi, but Gungi gonna get it. It's what I reckon. So.
Oh, jeez.
All right, I got nothing else. It was a fun enough episode, but it was had very surface level stuff to think about, but nothing super deep, which is fine. It was at least more enjoyable than some of the previous episodes we've had. So. Cool. That'll do it for this week's episode of The Very Bad Batch. Please subscribe to this podcast feed or wherever you're listening to keep up with all our shows on Holocron Entries, including the rest of our Star Wars content that'll be coming up, like The Mandalorians, which will be back fucking ridiculously soon. It's ridiculous. I don't understand life. Gee, yeah, I know, right? Do you think about that? You think about that? It's a month away. What? It's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
March.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. This show isn't even finished in March, I don't believe. Like, it's still got
No.
It's going to be crossing over for a while.
A little bit of crossover.
A little bit of crossover going on there. Interesting. Follow us on Twitter, explosionnetwork.com/Twitter. Join our Discord, explosionnetwork.com/Discord. And if you like this episode and want to tell us, head on over to explosionnetwork.com/support to donate as little as $1 to our Ko-fi page. And until next week.
Oh, Wookiees, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Wookiees. Hey, Wookiees.